Hi guys, so the notes which are given to you, and they have the data sets which you can import to Microsoft Excel, and from where you can take them to R. So for example, this table, we can do Control C, we can go to Microsoft Excel, and what we can do over here is we can then have these here, and we want to process them in R. To process them in R, this is our data set. Rest of the things we will do it in Excel, so that was for a training purposes. So for example, this was the area which I want actually to be imported in R. So I can go to another sheet and R, and then I can paste it here. R loves the file to be saved in other formats, and one of the favorite, which is my favorite and ours favorite, is CSV. So I can save this file. I can go to this menu, file, and I can save it as CSV like this. So I would do is save as, and yes, of course, on this PC. And where on this PC, I can browse to, let me save it on desktop. So let's put it in desktop. We should have a separate folder to do all these things. Let me go on desktop and create that later on, but first, with for example, I can call it as example, and here in the option it says you can save it in multiple variants. For example, you can save it as workbook, macro enabled workbook, CSV, UDF, not this one, tab delimited. You can also save it as tab delimited. We will do that later on. But right now we save it as CSV comma delimited, so nothing else, just CSV comma delimited. Down there it's CSV Macintosh, CSV MS DOS. We won't do that, so we will save it as CSV comma delimited, right? So we click, and I just do save. It will give me some warnings. The selected file does not support workbook that contains multiple sheets. To save only the active sheet, click OK. Yes, that's what is our requirement. To save all sheets, save them individually using a different name for each type that supports multiple sheets. So right now this is it serves our purpose. We only want to save this sheet, and we can say, we press OK, and he says possible data loss. Some features might be lost if you save it, so still we are fine. So we he's asking that these headers which are in bold, they will go plain straight and they will not be bold anymore. And if you put some colors here, right, so CSV, that we actually don't need that, so we are fine with it. Okay, let's see where our file goes. So this file is right here. We can create a folder here. We call it as bio 333 or bio 808, whatever our course code is. So let's go and make a folder here, bio 333, in the on the desktop, and we move our file there. Since the file is open, so he's not doing that, so let's go and close this file. We don't want to save it anymore, so we just put it here in this folder. Alright, now how to access this folder in R? So I will demonstrate both in simple R using Windows and then RStudios, and same I will do for Mac. So this is R in Windows. When it opens up, it shows you a console like this. This is the simple variant, and then we will also look into how does it look like in the RStudio. Top there you have those menus. There is file, So within file, let's see what we have: source, R code, new script, open script. Sometimes you import the already written code and then you can get it through this. You write in the editors as well, so you can write the code here and save it and reuse it. We'll do that later on. We can open a script, some script which you have already written and you want here, that you can do. Load workspace, whatever you do in here, that is we call it workspace. So you can save a workspace with this control S and then you can reuse it in future. Whatever commands we are typing here, they will be stored in the shape. So we can save the history, or if we have previously saved the history, we can recall it by load history. You can change directory, so that is what I am interested in today. Go here, and we know our file was on this PC and it was in desktop. If you have multiple users, sometimes it gives you you know you need to go to this C, and then you need to go into the relevant user. So right now my user is this, and right here, and there is my file. Okay, if you go directly to desktop, and right now since I'm already logging into this account, right, so I can go to desktop, and down there I have this folder. Alright, so now my directory is set. I can go and write commands in this R console thing. Over there, when you start it, it will give you some written text. So it says R version 3.6.3 2020 to 29, the date in which it was released, holding the WinSock, copyright R Foundation platform which we are using, or this R version is for the platform x86 64-bit. Free software comes with no warranty. Use at your own risk. You're welcome to redistribute under certain conditions. License, type license, and then these arguments. So this how you write the functions. So R comes with the functions. Not many functions will be using. So if you want to call this function license, you need to put the argument brackets even if they are empty. Alright, some of the functions in the argument section you will pass on your numbers or your values on which you want to apply those functions, but here that's the convention, that whenever you are calling a function you need to put these parentheses. So we can copy paste and see what happens. So we want to see its license, right? So this is the place, this red color greater than sign is the thing where this cursor is also blinking, so you can write your commands here. So we type license and it gives us its license details. Right, so yeah, type demo for some demos. Help, you can call for help. I want to know about contributors, so check that. Let me make it a little bigger for you. I can go up here in the edit section, preferences, and then I can make it a little bit bigger. I think 14 will be good for us. Yeah, so this console window is gone a little more bright with the font size is increased. So we were here, yeah, so we want computers, so we can copy and paste this function down here. So it tells us inspired by S environment. S, initially a language was written to do this statistical analysis, and Chambers with substantial input from Douglas Bates. And interestingly, the scientist who contributed it most, both of them, their names started with letter R. So initially it was then called as R&R, but later on reduced to R. All right. So yeah, so that's the detail of the those contributors in it. Okay, so you can read in the file into your R session. In order to check where we are right now, we should be in some directory or in some folder. So the first command I'm gonna put there myself is getwd get working directory. So right now we are in users desktop bio 333. What we can do over here is if we are not in the right directory, we can do it with the command setwd as well. Either you can do it like this, file and change directory, or the other method is you can go with the setwd. So what you can do is suppose I don't know what is the for my file, so I can go into this particular folder where my file is located. It's coming. I'm sorry, my system is a little bit slow. Yeah, so this is the file which we want to work upon. So what I can do is right click on it and go to properties, and here is its complete path where my file is present. Why it is important? Because we want to work in the right directory in order to input our files and output or tables and figures and whatever our analysis is. Otherwise it will go to the default directory where R starts. So this path setting is important. So what we can do over here is we copy it, so now we paste it here. And another thing, we are not there yet, we need to change the directions of these slashes. Backslashes should be converted to forward slashes. All right, same we can do in view. Okay, so that's it, and we want to make sure place, so we can do again getwd. All right, we can do this setwd by writing the full path by ourselves. So we do C colon and then we do forward slash and we press tab. So when we press tab, it will guide us where we can move further. So our the desktop, so users, and within users it was the, so we can go to users, we just write U and we press tab and it automatically takes us there. And if you have more than one thing starting with the letter U, so it will show you, and then all of them, and then you can add one more letter to the first letter. So users, and then within users, how many users are here? So we have Muhammad, public, Wasim, Zabi. I'm using Zabi, so I go there, and that I want to go to desktop, I write D here, and then I press this tab. So again it's showing me that with D you can go to desktop, documents, or downloads. So I put a small E with it, and then again I press the tab key, and then it will automatically fill it up for me, right? 5333. So that's where I am. Okay, we need to read our file into this CSV file. Let me show you real quick how does this CSV looks like. So when you open up in Excel, it looks like perfect, like a perfect Excel file. But what does CSV mean? CSV means comma separated value. So you can see that if you open up with some other editors, with some other let's open up with Notepad. So that's how it looks like. Nina, comma Pinta, comma Santa Maria. Here is we know that we are going to the next line, so there is a new line character here again, 2, then comma, then 19, then 39.